Hello and welcome everyone to part 17 of the Mandolin building series. As you can see here in my hands right now, I am holding something that looks like a mandolin. It has a back, it has a top, it has sides, and it even has the tuners installed in the pack head. I'm really close to putting some color on this mandolin as well, and to do the final step of tuning. But before I can do that, there are a few little things that I need to do today in order to get this mandolin ready for coloring. I've put some wood on top of these points here that are going to form the corners of these points. Originally, those have been made out of bone, but I didn't want to use any bone here, so I decided to just make them out of striped maple. The other thing I need to do is finish up here in the back. I didn't make the nicest angle here, and so I have to figure out a way to kind of make the back look nice and smooth. I also want to rework the two skulls here a little bit so that they kind of look alike, and then I'm going to fill some of the holes that I have here because of the different size of the boards. One last thing that I need to do before I can install the fretboard is to make a fretboard extender, something that looks like this. This one is was just a test piece. That's not going to be the final thing, but something that goes on the mandolin like this, goes a little bit up so that it actually does not lay on top of the soundboard, so that it doesn't anyhow infringe on the ability to move up and down, but something that keeps the end of the fretboard where it extends beyond the neck itself, to give it a little bit support when you're using your fingers to press down on the frets that extend beyond this 15th fret line here. When I'm done with all of that, I'm going to give the whole mandolin a nice last sanding to get it into shape. So by tomorrow I'm hopefully going to be able to start coloring the whole instrument. One other thing that I've already done is I built a little fixture right here that was able and is able to hold this bridge, and I put a piece of sandpaper on top and then moved the bridge back and forth, and that way now I have a bridge that really nicely fits on top of the soundboard, that is perfectly fitted to the soundboard, I'm gonna do a little bit of fine-tuning here today, but that's almost done. So I'm going to attach the tailpiece later too and put the strings across the mandolin, and then by tomorrow morning before I start painting, I do the final voicing, and that is also the moment where I'm for the first time going to hear some tones out of this mandolin. And here I'm back with the first update. I have now really nice two corner points here with the wood. It's pretty smooth here already, and I also have a fretboard extender, this thing right here. This is now going to help me when I attach the fretboard, so that when I'm grabbing anything, like putting my fingers on any of these frets beyond the 15th fret right here, that I have a little bit of support, and I don't exert too much pressure on the fretboard at this specific point right here. So I'm now going to glue this on the mandolin, and if this is glued to the mandolin later, I'm able to actually put the fretboard on top, and then we're really close to the final product. New day already. The glue had to dry for 24 hours, but now I have something that actually looks like a mandolin. I have the fretboard attached right here. The fretboard extender works. If I'm pressing down, it's more stable now. It's still not touching the soundboard to give it the ability to move up and down. And now there are only a few things left to do before I can start painting it. The next thing is going to be to apply a couple of more layers of this wood paste that I have to cover up some of the mistakes that I make. This is just a paste that you apply to fill up some holes, and then in the end you can just sand it down like normal wood and make it very nice. I can use this dark wood paste here because this is one of the parts of the mandolin that is going to be painted the darkest either way. And so I'm going to do that. I'm going to also sand down the neck so that it perfectly fits with the fretboard. It's a little bit too large right now, but that's the way it should be. And then I also need to attach the tailpiece. And when I'm done with that, I'm going to sand everything down again to its final really nice and smooth feeling. And then I'm going to put the strings across and start voicing it. And it's another day, but therefore I have the final sanded, nicely made mandolin right here. So as you can see here in the back now, I have smoothed and rounded it so it's ready to be painted. And I also sanded every other part of the mandolin. So the next thing is going to put all the hardware, the rest of the hardware, the strings and all of this stuff on it, and test the voicing. But this is something for another video. So I'm going to end this one right here, and then in the next video I'm going to show how I'm doing the final voicing on the mandolin. And after that there are going to be a couple of more videos on painting, and then of course the final instrument in the end. I'm really excited about where I am right now. It feels so good to have this instrument in my hands. It's really, really nice. I'm excited that you followed this story so far. Make sure to subscribe, and also see you tomorrow.